Hello everybody, welcome back to the new video on the structural mechanics module number 3. As we know that already we have started with certain numericals on the analysis of the fixed beam, and today we are going to consider the effect of sinking of the support and the couples acting on the beam. So we know today, as I mentioned, we are going to consider the case number 5, 6 and 7, in which first, fifth and sixth case are related to the couples acting on the beam, and seventh is the effect of sinking of the fixed beam. And these are the various values for the fixed moment at point A and B for each and every case. So let us move further and take the very first example. In this problem, from the figure itself we can understand there is a fixed beam of a total span L is equal to 5, on which it has been imposed with the UDL of 20 kilonewton per meter. Now in this case you can see further it has been mentioned that the support B is going to sink down by the magnitude 7.5 millimeter. That means A will be at on the top position and B will be moving at the downward position with the difference of the support level is equal to 7.5 millimeter. Further, we are required to draw the shear force diagram and the bending moment diagram, for which the value of E and I are already given into this problem. So here from figure 1 we can see that the figure is composed of two types of effect. One is a plain UDL acting on the beam without any sinking. So this is the first action happening on this, and second effect will be due to the sinking of the support, and ultimately the total resultant will be combination of the UDL along with the sinking of the support at point D. So from first figure we can work out the value of fixed moment due to the loading imposed on this particular beam, and we know for the standard case of a UDL imposed throughout the length, we know fixed moment is equal to WL square by 12, and this magnitude is going to be same at A as well as at point B, only with the difference that at A it is what? It is in the anti-clockwise direction, so it is negative, and on the right hand side it is clockwise, so it has to be treated as positive. So this is what is the fixed moment due to the loading, and it is coming out to be minus 41.67 kilonewton meter hogging. Moving ahead, we can see the second effect, that is the effect of sinking. Here the value of sinking is given delta is equal to 7.5 millimeter in the downward direction, and in the earlier case of standard we have seen that what is the sinking effect and its moment, that is equal to 6EI delta by L square. Now we know each and every value. Substituting all those values which are given in the problem into this equation, we will be getting the moment, fixed moment due to the sinking effect equal to 18 kilonewton meter. Now here we can see that it is hogging at the left end here, and it is sagging on the left hand side. So accordingly we are going to understand the effect of the sign convention. So this is how hogging, so minus, and this is sagging, so positive. So there will be the total effect of UDL along with the sinking. So actual fixed moment at the left hand support A will be equal to what? Minus 41.67 at A point, which is due to the UDL imposed minus 18. So here this is also minus and this is also minus. Fixed moment due to the UDL is minus hogging, and this is also hogging, so minus. So minus and minus. So having the algebraic summation of these two, minus 41.67 minus 18 is equal to minus 59.67 kilonewton meter. Whereas on the right hand side at B support, combining both the effect due to the fixicity and UDL imposed on the beam and effect of the sinking at point B. So here you can see on this point here this is clockwise and anti-clockwise, so sagging and hogging. So here you can see minus 41.67 plus 18 is equal to minus 23.67. so this is how we have to work out the total combined effect of sinking plus the effect due to the fixed beam imposed with the UDL throughout the length. So this is how we have to work out the values of the friction moment in this particular problem. Moving ahead, we can see that there is another beam which is imposed with a couple placed eccentric with that particular supports A and B. So from point A it is at a distance of 4 meter, and from point B it is at a distance of 2 meter. This couple is acting in the clockwise direction, and the total span of the beam is given equal to 6 meter. Here we are required to find out the shear force diagram and the bending moment diagram from the first principle. So here we know what is the first principle. We have to combine the effect of two. First, effect due to the simply supported beam and effect due to the fixicity of the support. So here we can see figure number 1, 2, and from this figure number 1 we can understand here from figure number 2 we can understand I have shown the friction moment at point A and the vertical reaction due to the simply supported beam VA. Is it okay? So here MA and VA are being shown at point A, and here I am going to assume the directions of MA as well as V. If they are going to be positive, that means the assumption is true. If they are going to be negative, that means the sign conventions are to be taken in the reverse order and the assumption is not true. So moving ahead, I will consider the first beam or this one figure number 2, and I will be taking the section. We know that in order to establish the relationship for the bending moment, slope and the deflection, we have to go with the first principle, in which the very first section we are going to take at x1 and x2, and accordingly we are going to substitute the value of bending moment happening at that section. So here we can see VA into x. So with first equation VA into x, and here it will be equal to MA, and both are positive because they are clockwise. So this VA into perpendicular distance x is clockwise, as well as MA is also in the clockwise sense. So both are taken as positive. Whereas in the second section one more term is going to occur, that is a couple. So in this case we are going to take a moment of a couple. So how do we have to take a moment of a couple? So magnitude of a couple that is equal to 300, and the perpendicular distance is equal to x minus 4. So this total is x minus 4. So this is how we have taken this, and this moment actually their perpendicular distance is at a power of 0, and anything at a power of 0 is equal to 1. So though I said I am going to take a moment of a couple, so actually it is not actually the force into perpendicular, but it is 300 as it is, because this term has no value, it is equal to 1, because it is bracket to the power 0, and anything raised to with the power 0 is equal to 1. So here this is how we have to establish the relationship for the bending moment on the right hand side of this particular equation. Now in order to get the slopes and the deflection, we have to integrate it. So let us integrate it. So EI dy by dx is equal to VA x square by 2 plus MA x plus C1, and on the second span where we have a couple, for that particular span again we will be integrating it. So plus 300 x minus 4 raised to 0 plus 1, so the power comes out to be equal to 1. Now in order to find out the value of C1, which is the constant of integration, we are going to use the boundary condition, and the very first boundary condition is at x is equal to 0, the slope has to be equal to 0. So at x is equal to 0, the slope has to be equal to 0 because it is a fixed beam. So after putting this boundary condition in this equation, you get a new equation which is called as the equation for the slope, saying it as a equation number 1. Now in order to get a equation for the deflection, once again we have to integrate it, so that we can have the basic equation for the deflection. That is, after integrating the slope equation, we get EIY is equal to VA x cube by 6 plus MA x square by 2 plus C2 plus 300 x minus 4 bracket square by 2. Here this term C1 and C2 are always occurring with the first span. So this is the bending moment of first span, that is for the x1 section, and this is the bending moment for x2 section. So always the constant of integration occurs with the very first span. So that's why in the earlier case of C1 it was along with that first term, and in this also it is along with the first term. So here C2. So again this particular value of C2 can be found out by the boundary condition at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, therefore C2 is equal to 0. Again back substituting in here, you will be having a fresh equation for the deflection. So this is how we have found out the equation for the deflection, calling it as equation number 1. Now by this time we have simply talked about when x was equal to 0 for the slope as well as for the deflection. Now let us talk in terms of the total span where x is equal to 6. So again at x is equal to 6, dy by dx should be equal to 0. Is it okay? Why it is equal to 0? Because again the answer is it is a fixed end at point B. So again the slope at fixed end is equal to 0. So again substituting that particular in equation number of slope, you have this particular equation. Is it okay? So here after simplifying this, as we have seen that at x is equal to 6, dy by dx is equal to 0, therefore left hand side equal to 0, and using that slope equation we have VA, putting x is equal to 6, so VA 6 square by 2 plus MA into 6 plus 300, 6 minus 4 raised to 1. This term is coming into picture because the value of x is more than first span, that is equal to 4. So 6 minus 4 raised to 1. So we get a new equation 3VA plus MA is equal to minus 100, calling it as equation number 3. Sorry. Now again using the boundary condition for the end B, at x is equal to 6, y should be equal to 0, because at fixed end there is no any sinking, and there the deflection has to be equal to 0 because of the fixed end. So at x is equal to 6, y is equal to 0. So putting that boundary condition in the deflection equation number 2, so we have left hand side is equal to 0 because at x is equal to 6, y is equal to 0. So putting that and putting x is equal to 6 here in this equation. So VA 6 cube by 6 plus MA 6 square by 2 plus 300 in the bracket 6 minus 4 raised to 2 divided by 2. So simplifying this, you have coming across a new equation number 4, that is 6VA plus 3MA is equal to minus 100. So obviously you might have understood by this time we have equation 3 and equation number 4. So looking at these two equations 3 and 4, you can see there are two unknowns VA and MA. So by solving these two, you can get the value of VA and MA. So VA we are getting minus 200 by 3 kilonewton. Why minus? Because it is in the downward direction, and MA is equal to 100 kilonewton meter. That means here you can see the value of VA is coming out to be negative, means my assumption was wrong. Instead of acting in the required direction, it is acting in the opposite direction, whereas MA is coming out to be positive, means the assumed direction is very true. Now the last part related to the shear force and the bending moment calculation. As usual we are going to do the bending moment calculations. So BM at A, that is equal to 100 kilonewton meter. Looking back, I will draw the figures first. So BM at A, at here A, bending moment due to VA will be equal to 0, but there is only fixed moment that is equal to 100. So at A, bending moment should be equal to 100, and it is positive, means it is sagging. Now between A to C, you can see here between C here 100 into 100 minus VA into 4. I am taking the first section here. So this MA minus 2 VA into perpendicular distance. So putting the value of the MA and VA, you are getting 500 by 3 for the bending moment at point C. So here you can see the bending moment at point C, 500 by 3. Now for the next section between C to B, so C to B we have what, this 100 minus VA into perpendicular distance and this plus 300. So here we can have this particular calculations, and ultimately we are getting MCB is equal to 400 by 3. The ordinate is shown in the bending moment diagram. And similarly in the last BM friction moment, on the right hand side will be only MB. So putting that equation, ultimately after doing the simplification, MB coming out to be equal to 0. So here I have shown in figure number 5 the friction moment, MA was equal to 100 and MB is equal to 0. Similarly, from the bending moment calculation I have found out that the value of the bending moment at A, C and B we have worked out. So here you can see I have plotted all these various ordinate and I have plotted a bending moment diagram for the total beam. And in this particular figure number 6 I have shown the shear force diagram. So here you can see V and VB are same. So here 200 by 3 and 200 by 3 are the shear force at point A and B. And this is what is the figure in which I have shown all the forces which are been found by the whole analysis. So here MA we have found out, MB is already equal to 0, VA we have found out and VB also we have found out. So this is how we have to analyze the fixed beam which shall be imposed with the couple on the total length of the beam anywhere, as well as we can work out the effect of sinking on the fixed beam. So these are the two problems which are very much important according to the standard cases which we have already studied into the earlier videos. So this is the total procedure which we have to follow in this particular analysis of the fixed beam. So this is how I can say today we have concluded with the module 3, which is the analysis of the fixed beam. We have considered all the 6 number of the cases and we have also solved the numericals on this particular article. So in the next lecture we are going to start with the new article, that is a Clapeyron's theorem of 3 moment, which is very much necessary for analyzing of the analysis of the continuous beam. So in the next lecture let us see Clapeyron's theorem of 3 moment for the analysis of the continuous beam. Thank you very much and have a nice time.